everyone, my name is Sarina, and in today's video we're going to be doing something a little bit different. A subscriber or person who commented on one of my videos would like me to show them how to do these double-sided envelopes that I have and I use in my videos. You'll see more of this like in my car. So this one I use a lot. I stuff almost every single cash stuffing with $30, and so I use these like a lot. I have 3 in my car, and so they're double-sided. Let me bring it up a little bit so you can see that there is like this middle piece here, and it separates the money. So you can have this one, money in here, and then money in here, and it keeps it separate. So that is what I'm going to be showing you how to do in this video. So the materials that you will need to make this, you will need a laminator. This is the one that I use. You don't have to use this one, you can have another one. So I use this one. Just make sure that you have a 5mm, because that's the one I'm going to be doing, because you need the hottest setting to do more, because we're doing we have to do this middle piece. Where is it at? I have to do this middle piece and then 2 inner pieces of can't think of what it's called right now. Laminating sheets. You have to use, so it's going to be thick, so you need the hotter setting to make sure it sticks. So just make sure it has a 5mm. I'm going to go ahead and turn mine on because we're going to need that in a minute. And you'll need a paper trimmer. This is the one that I use. I used to use this one here. I will link everything I use down below. This one I just got from Walmart. So I just switched to this one just because it is a little bit bigger and it can do bigger paper or cardstock. I have 12 by 12 cardstock, and I couldn't cut it on this because it was too long. So I just got this one, but this one is also very well, I like it and use it often. But you just need a paper trimmer, so you need that, and then you'll need either 5mm laminate sheets or 3mm, and that could be matte or the clear version. I'm going to show you the matte version. It does the same way. You do the same exact steps. It's just you'll do with clear if you want clear instead of the matte that I'm going to show you today. So same steps. It's just if you want the clear, you use the 5mm or 3mm laminate sheets instead of the 3mm or 5mm matte, which I will use today. So that is all you need. Laminating sheets. You'll need a paper trimmer, and you'll need a laminator that goes up to at least 5mm. And that's literally all you need. Now the labels, if you want labels, I'm not going to show you how to do that, but this, I used a Cricut. You can use stickers. If you've got anything off of Amazon, I've got a lot of my binders and stuff from Amazon, so I have plenty of these kind of stickers that I could use if I wanted to. I would just have to find it from here. It's really just up to you, but I'm not going to show you how to do that because we're here to learn how to do the double-sided envelopes. So I will do it on matte, and I'll show you how to make this. So first, let me get out what I'm going to need. So I use, for this little divider thing in the middle here, let me switch this to 3mm real quick, because this middle piece I use 3mm, and this is a 3mm matte. You can use whatever you want, but I'm going to use the 3mm matte to go for this middle piece. And then you're going to need this inner piece so you can stick it to this. It's kind of hard to explain, but you're going to need 3 pieces of laminating going into your overall 5mm or 3mm laminate sheets, and I'm going to explain that farther once we get there. But for 3 envelopes, if I was to make 3 envelopes, I would need 3 laminate sheets, the way I'm doing it anyway. So I'm going to get out a 3mm matte laminate sheet, and then 2, should I do 2? No. I'm going to get out a 3mm matte, a 5mm clear, and a 5mm matte. And I will show you what I do with that once I get those 3 things. Okay, so I am back with the 3 laminate sheets that I'm going to need. So let's see. This one is the 5mm matte, and this is going to be what we use at the end when we're opening it up and putting in our 3 sheets. So this is going to be last, so I'm going to set this off to the side. This right here is the 3mm matte. It's, you see a little more flimsy. So is there more? Yep, I grabbed 2 sheets. So let me put this one over here. So we've got this 3mm matte. It's way more flimsy, and you can tell. So this is going to be my middle piece. So I'm just going to laminate this through, but my laminator is not hot yet. So we're going to wait for that. So while that is doing its thing, this is my 5mm clear. And so I'm going to need to cut this as well. But I guess let me do this piece first, because it just says ready, and we're on 3mm first because this is 3mm matte. If you do it on the 5mm setting for when it's 3mm, it's going to be like wavy because it's on a too hot setting. So I had to switch it real quick before it got too hot. But I'm just going to put this 3mm matte through the laminator. And again, you can use the same sheets if you want. You can use 3 clear mattes, 3 3mm clear pages here, or you can do all of them 5mm clear, whatever you prefer. But this is how I'm going to do it. So you see it's kind of a little wavy, but that'll be okay because this is the divider part of the double-sided envelope. So that'll be all right. Okay. So once that gets done, we get to cut the 5mm laminate clear laminate sheet and the one we just did, which is the 3mm matte. We get to cut both. So I'm going to start with the inner. Let's move that. Okay. So for this is the inner piece. We just laminated it. So first off, I'm going to cut off one of these sides. So right here, I'll just cut this part off. So I'm just going to put it in there and just cut that because I do not want this side to be rounded because it's going to look weird. So I'm going to cut that piece off, then it'll be like a sharp edge, and then we'll get to cut out the piece that we need. You don't have to do this, but I prefer it to be like this, so that's why I'm doing it. Okay. So once you get that, now you have this sharp edge, and that's how I like it to be in my envelope. So, and I'm going to flip it on this side. So now we're going to cut our first piece out, and so since this is the middle piece, you want it to be a little bit longer than what the envelope is, or what this other one's going to be, because I'm going to show you, or try to show you, a little closer. So this is that outer piece that we're going to do last. This right here, this piece right here, that's that middle piece. We need that to be longer than the other piece because we want this middle piece to connect to this outer laminate sheet. That way it doesn't come out. Because if you didn't do it and it was the same length, it has nothing to stick to. Therefore, when you went in here and you were getting it all together, this thing in the middle would just come right out. I know from experience. I've tried it, and yeah, it would just come right out because it didn't laminate to anything because it was in the middle. So you need to do it a little bit longer so it laminates to this out piece. Same with the other side. You see a faint little line here. It's a little bit longer and a little bit longer at the bottom, just so it laminates and it won't just come right out. So therefore, this one I'm doing first, we need to be a little bit longer. So usually I go 6.5. So instead of going 6.5, I'm going to move 2 more millimeters over. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. So, I usually would do it here. We're going to do the other piece 6.5, but I'm going to go 2 little centimeters over. Millimeters, sorry. Keep saying centimeters for some reason. So we're just going to go to this one right here. Sorry, it's a little blurry, but try to make it zoomed in. It don't have to be perfect, but I try to make it perfect. Alright, so then I'm going to cut it. Okay? And then I'm going to put this one off to the side. Alright, so now with this piece, it is obviously too short, but I can still use it. So we're going to do the other side, which will be the height of it. So for my cutter thing just fell off, so let me get that. Almost landed on my toe. That would have been bad, but all right. So for this, okay, so for this I usually go, what was it, 3 1/4 maybe. And this one's kind of hard to see, but this right here, this line is our 3 inches right here, and that's where we're going to cut this. So we're going to cut this piece. No, we're going to go to the 3 25 maybe. I think that's 25. So 3 1/4, we'll go to that line right there, and we'll cut this piece. Alright, and then we're going to flip it this way, and we're going to do what we did the first time, and we're going to go 6.5, and then move over to centimeters, no, millimeters. See, I did it again. Millimeters, and cut it. Okay, and so then you'll have this piece right here. I'm going to put that off to the side, and then with this, I just took it out. I'm just going to flip it to the way we did not cut, so that way I can go 3 inches and then go 3 1/4 for these and cut it the same way. Alright. And that's one piece, and then I will just move this over and cut it 3 1/4. Really hope that's 1/4. I don't know the measurements, but I hope so, because I don't want to sound dumb. But there we go. So now all of these inner pieces should be the same size. So are they the same? Yeah. So they should be the same. I'm going to put those off to the side, because now we're going to grab the 5 mil clear laminate sheet. And so I'm going to do the same thing I did with the first one and cut off a little bit on the edge so it can be that sharp edge and not rounded. So after I do that, I will flip it. And so this one I'm going to do 3 1/2. So I'll do 3 1/2. So this one is the small one. This is a little bit smaller. And I'll just cut it. Oops. Alright. And then you will do this one, and you're going to go 3, 3. So I'm going to cut it on the 3 inches long. Yeah. And then put that off. We're going to flip this and go 6.5 inches long. There we go. Okay, and there's our first piece. So I'm going to show you. So this one should be longer. And it is, so that is perfect. You see how there is a little bit here, and a little bit here, and a little bit there. So that is going to be perfect. So then you grab this sheet, you turn it to the side, and you go same. You do 3 inches. So then there's the 3 inches. So we have 3 of these and 3 of the other ones. So now, let me zoom you back out. Alright, so now we're done with the cutter for now. We'll come back to that in a minute. I'm going to grab out my outer piece. So that is what you see here. That's what you're going to see. And so I'm going to grab this, and I use the 5mm mat for the outer edge or the outer piece. So, just going to open that up. So we have our 2. We have the clear that we cut last, and this one is already laminated. So this is my 3mm mat laminated. We laminated that one. That's the inner piece. That's the long piece. Okay. I'm going to grab one of these. So this one is not laminated, so you can pull it apart. And so once you pull it apart, you want to flip it. This one kind of is stuck, so I'm just going to leave it like that. But you want to flip it on this side. And then you want to get this. Well, for this, let me make sure you, let me pull this. Come on. There we go. So when you flip it, it should be easily movable like this. If it's like this, you didn't flip it. If it's like this, you need to flip one more side. So you want to make sure both of these shiny sides are facing inwards together, and it slides like this. That way, this is going to laminate to this, and this side will laminate to that. So yeah. And then you have this one, we laminated that, and we're going to put this in the middle of them. So it's still going to move smoothly. You're just going to put this laminate sheet in the middle. Then you're going to just line it up. Make sure it's even. You want to make sure that you have some on that side. You want it to be flat on here, but have some here, a big piece here, and then some here. So I'd move it there. So you can have some on both sides. And then you will put it in here. Alright, so I'm going to try to make it even now. And so you're going to put this first one you're going to put in here. And I'm just making sure that it is even and good to go. Okay, once you got that piece in, you can do your other ones. Okay, these are going to be going in a little bit different. You're going to do it the same way. You're going to peel apart, flip on this side. You're going to get this piece, the laminated piece, and put it in the middle. You want to even them out. Make sure it's going to laminate on both sides. And then it is even. So you're going to take this one, and you want to make sure that this bigger piece here is going to go facing this way. So we'll put it right here. All right. And you don't want to get it too close to this one, but don't do it too far either. So I would do it about there because you have plenty of space right here for it to laminate, and plenty of for this one to laminate and this one to laminate, and then you can cut it right here in the middle. So there's plenty of space for these two. So then you'll get your last one. I'm going to get the last. And you're going to do the same steps. Flip it, put the laminated piece in the middle, even it out. Make sure it is good to go. And so for this one, you're going to, let me make sure it's even. Alright, so for this one, you're going to face it this way. So this piece is going to face me, or this way. And you want it to go here because you're going to cut this. That's the opening piece right here. And that's the opening piece, so that would be perfect to put them both together because it's not going to laminate as well if they're close. So you want that, the close pieces to be where they open at. So then that's it. Let me just make sure this is all evened out and make sure we have enough on this side and this side, and I'll come right back and we'll start laminating it. Okay, so once you've got the measurements good to go, I'm gonna bring over the laminator. I forgot to put, of course, I forgot to put it on the 5mm setting, so I'm gonna put it on the 5mm setting and wait for this light to turn blue again, and once it turns blue, I will come back and we will laminate this. So basically all I'm doing is now picking this up, being careful, make sure none of that moves, and then putting it through the laminator to laminate it. Okay, so it turned blue, that means it's ready. So I'm going to just pinch these two together, put it up here, and laminate it. It's ready to go. Alright, so once you laminated it, it's going to look something like this. So it's good. And you're going to bring out your paper trimmer here again. And it's time to cut. So, for this bottom piece, if you're using this trimmer, I'm going to try to give you some measurements. Okay, so, for this, you see, let me see. You see where this piece is at, where it ends? Yes. Where it ends right here, that's where we're going to line up with 1/2 inch. So, on this one, oops, 1/2 inch is right here. So I'm going to just line that line up with this line, I think, or no, this line. So that would be what? 1/4 inch, maybe? If you know, you know. I'm sorry, my measurements are going to be off, but I really hope that this is helpful. But we're going to line that last line up with that. It's 1/2 inch, if that makes sense. Is that going to cut too far though? No, we're good. Alright, so you're going to cut that, and so then that means there's this much of a gap, which is plenty, because you want to give it enough of this laminate gap just so that this doesn't peel. If you cut too close to that line, it's going to be more likely to come open and apart, and then you're going to have to make a new one. So, that is that. And then, so since we're already on this one, we are going to cut right here. This is the top part. If you remember, it went in this way, so this is where we are going to open it up out at. So we want to cut right on that line. We want to cut it right there. Okay. So we cut it on that line, so now you can open it up and you can see your middle piece here. So before you do anything else, you can honestly go ahead and test if it's going to stick. So you can pull on the sides or pull on it on this side, this corner, it's not moving. You can pull it on, oh, these nails are making it a little bit hard, but you can pull it on this side and it's not moving, and then you can try to pull it out and it's not going to move. That means you're good. You did it right, and it laminated that middle piece. That's the middle piece. It laminated to this piece, so that's good. That means it's not going to come apart, so we are good to go. Now for this, I will go the same length I did here. We're going to go with this outer piece here. We're going to move that to the not 1/2 inch, but I'm just going to say 1/4 inch. I don't know. I'm going to go to that line and cut it. Okay, and your envelope should look like this when it is done. So that means this envelope is ready to go. And you can stuff money in there, and I will show you at the end what it looks like, but we are good to go. That middle piece is not coming out, which I'm so excited about. So this is mine, and this is this one. So as you can see, they are the same. So going to go ahead and cut out these the same exact way I just cut out this one. So if you remember, we put the outer pieces that were sticking out on the both ends, so that this right here, we're going to cut on that line, we're going to cut on this line, because that is where we open the envelope up out at. So that's where we're opening the envelope at, so that's where we're going to cut. We're going to cut on that line. Okay, so these are now both can be opened, so you'll do the same thing. You'll pull on it, it's not coming apart, so you're good there. You'll pull on this side, it's not coming, and you're gonna pull this way and it's not coming out. That means this envelope is good to go and it laminated perfectly. Same with this one. You can look for your middle piece, pull it on this side, flip it over. This is just how I test it before I send my own orders out. This is how I test it to make sure that this middle piece isn't movable and it's not going to come out. That's how I test it before I send it off to my customers over on Etsy. So that is the tip. Anyways, now we're going to do the same thing. 1/4 of an inch right here. We'll line it up to this outer piece of line and cut. Same with this and this line. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back once we're done. Okay, so now I have all three, and I've just made 3 double-sided envelopes here. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like when we put money in them. So we are done with these envelopes. They are done and ready to go. They are all the same size, and they are all right. So I can turn my laminator off. We're good to go with that. And so this is just a few things that I personally like to do after my double-sided envelopes are done. So they'll look like this. So for these, I do not like the sharp edges. First of all, they're just very sharp and pokey. And if you put it in an A5 envelope, you can risk, sliding it on the side of that envelope and opening that A5 envelope, and I would not like to do that, so might as well just make it smooth. So I use this corner rounder. I got this off of Amazon, and I've tried a few actually, and this is one I got recently, but I can say it does work very well, and I haven't had any problems with it yet. And it does have a collector on here at the bottom where it collects all of your mess. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I have another one that I had to buy 2 of, but it just, I don't know, after a few uses, and I mean a few, it starts making problems, and it's this one. I don't know why, but it just starts messing up and not cutting all of the way, and so then I have to go in with scissors and cut the rest off, and I just hate it. So that's why I was really trying to find a new one, and this one's pretty good so far. But with that ran out of the way, the bottom pieces, I like to do the big one, and that size is going to be right here, which is the 8mm. So I'll just put it in there and round the corner off on both sides. Okay, and that's the bottom piece. And now for these top pieces, I don't want them this rounded, so I'm just going to go to this one right here, which is the medium size, which is 5mm. And then I'll just put it in there and around the corners. So then at the end, it's going to look like this. And that is the completed envelope, double-sided envelope done. And I will put money in them in just a moment. Let me finish this and I'll be right back. Alright, so once I am done cutting that off, we are completely done with this envelope. So now I'm going to show you what the money looks like in them. And then that is all. Like, we are done with the envelope. I just want to show you what it looks like with money in them, if you haven't seen it already. So, what you would do is you would just get whatever money. You can use prop money, whatever you want. And you'll just put it in on this side, and it'll go in there like that. And there's room up here and everything. And it's a little bit frosted. You could still see it on the back, but let's say you want to put this money in the other side. So you would just grab it, open it up, make sure that middle piece goes over there, and then you can put in this money on this side. And then it looks like that. So then you have money on two sides, and it's separated by this middle piece. If you can see right there, it is separate. So that is how you make a double-sided envelope, and now you can, you know, label it or whatever you would like to do with it. So I hope you did enjoy this video, and you can make your own double-sided envelopes, whether that be clear or this matte side. Like I said, you're going to do the same exact steps. It's just, if you want to do the clear, you'll do the whatever clear size you want instead of this matte that I used. So I hope you did enjoy this, and if you did, please leave me a like and a comment down below. And if you have any other suggestions on any kind of videos that you would like for me to do on how to make things, on how I budget, or anything related to this kind of stuff, just let me know down below, and I will get back to you. I'll leave a comment on yours, and I will see what I can do. But most of the stuff you see in my other envelopes, I have made a few things, like the tabs in my birthdays and Christmas. I got that from Kristen from Intentional Living, which I will link her channel down below, and her Etsy for you to check out if you would like to check out that. And then the other stuff I made myself. So if you'd like to go check that out, I have a few things listed on my Etsy down below. Of those things, and then some things I don't have listed. So if you'd like me to list those, you can just leave me a message over there, and I usually reply quick. So yeah, but I really did hope you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed it and you are still here to this point, thank you so much for, you know, everything. And I do ramble a lot, but if you are here to this point, please leave me a blue heart down below, and I will see you in the next video, which will probably be my cash stuffing video. So I'll see you in that one. Bye, guys.